He's one of the Vikings' greatest, Randall McDaniel, here to tell us how he'd fix the Vikings. Was this all a mistake? We're breaking down the Favre experiment and more. Some people don't have food to eat. A Minnesota man is using the NFL to help end hunger in Minnesota and America. Tells us how you can help. And the buzz around this team is real. Veteran Joe Cinosky of the new look Lacrosse Swaem. It's all ahead. It's game on.
Okay, so if I'm general manager of the Vikings in 2011, 2012, first thing I do is deal with the quarterback situation, get us a quarterback that we can build our team on. Second, I'd get a building for us to perform in, a stadium that gets us what we need to do for our fan base.
A quarterback and a stadium would be nice. And a very good Sunday to you. I'm Rod Simons. You have found Game On, powered by Courtside Bar and Grill. This is a great day because by the end of this day, the NFL will have its Final Four heading to the Super Bowl. Plenty happening at Winter Park with the Vikings. We'll be talking about that, and for that matter, all around Minnesota sports. We'll be getting to it. But let's start the day by the numbers. Conference championships next Sunday after Seattle and Chicago tangle on Fox. The Jets and New England as well. Vikings continue to round out the Frazier coaching staff this week. Two Vikings considered for the Hall of Fame class of 2011. Chris Carter, Chris Dolman. CBA discussions continue between the National Football League and their Players Association. The NFL Draft is April 28th in New York City. And the Super Bowl, XLV, you know the number, February 6th, 2011 in Dallas. And couldn't be more delighted to have the Hall of Famer with us, big number 64, Randall McDaniel.
Oh, pleasure being here.
Thank you for being here. So what are you up to these days? I know you're working, you're traveling, doing all kinds of stuff.
Well, right now in the school, I'm out at Hilltop Elementary in Mound. I'm working in the second grade, and I'm having fun chasing around a few kids and helping them out, and then they're helping me out by keeping me busy.
We'll talk more about all the work you do with kids and charity here in just a couple of minutes. Let's talk about football, because the last time I saw you was a few weeks ago outside in the cold at TCF Bank Stadium. You've been honored, college, pro football, all that stuff. That had to be pretty special on the 50 greatest weekend.
Oh, I mean, what a thrill it was. I mean, what an honor. I mean, it's a great event. The Wilfs did such a great job, but I think the most fun out of that whole event was getting back with the guys that you hadn't seen in a while. I mean, Dolman, Millard, Anthony Carter. I hadn't seen Anthony Carter, Alan Rice, and all these guys came out. So, Carl, I mean, I keep going on. Carl Lee and all of them. It was just great to get back with those guys and just catch up and see what everybody was doing.
You spanned a lot of years on the Vikings, 222 games. Not all with the Vikings, most of them with the Vikings. You have a lot of friends in there, so there was a lot of catching up to do.
There was quite a bit of catching up to do, which, like I said, I mean, I wish I could have spent more time with all the guys, but, you know, got the phone numbers. You got the addresses, you know, and now that I decided to move into the 21st century, and I can text now, so that... And
you got the iPad to work on now.
I got an iPad to work on, so that will keep me connected somewhat.
Yeah. When you look at, we'll talk Vikings a little bit more, but initially I had to get your thoughts on the biggest move that they've made over the last couple of weeks, cementing Leslie Frazier as their head coach. I know that's one of the things that I've been talking about for weeks. And you seem to like the move, too.
I do like the move. I mean, I was a little, like I said earlier, I was a little nervous. They was coming into a situation where the team wasn't playing so well. Where the guys are going to respond for them, where they're going to show that they still had that fight that you want to see in the team. And he got that out of the guys. So I'm glad to see him. He's been up for head coaching jobs before, and it's good that we can keep him here. Yeah. And we can just watch what he does for the next few years.
Are Hall of Famers, because you're the best of the best, are you picky about the team? Are you difficult with them when it comes to being a critic? How do you look at the team after you stop playing? Well,
I will say this. This is my own personal opinion. Because you're a Hall of Famer doesn't mean you know everything about football. It may mean you played that game very well, but it doesn't mean that you know everything that's going on. I'm only critical about when I watch games and I see things that I know can be done better. Right. And so
there was a lot of that this year.
There was a lot of that, and the whole team could have played a lot better this year. But I'm more critical on the line. I don't think they play up to their capability at all this year. Yeah. And so I want to see them get pushed a little more for next year. So that way, as I was always taught when I came up through the league, nothing happens without the offensive line playing well. So if they can step it up another notch, get their game back to where they should be, I'll be happy.
It's interesting because you talk to some people and they say the quarterback is the most important part, but it's kind of like the chicken and the egg because the line protects the quarterback. Defensive backs are very, because they stop it. So we'll get into the state of the team when we come back. More with Randall McDaniel in just a quick minute. But don't forget, you can actually be at one of the tapings and meet Hall of Famers just like Randall. Come out to Courtside Bar and Grill every Tuesday. Be a part of Game On. Playoff updates, the Vikings next week. It's going to be Chuck Foreman, number 44, the legendary running back. Ticket giveaways with the Swaem and the Wolves, free raffle and drink specials too. It's Game On, powered by the Courtside Bar and Grill.
So, you're looking for a night out with the guys. Guy stuff. Sports. Beer. Fun. What about catching a Wolves game? The Guys Night Out package gives you a ticket, beer, hot dog, and a chance to meet the Timberwolves dancers, all for just $15. That sounds like guy stuff. Log on to Timberwolves.com to get your tickets today.
Everything that goes into a Lennox system is engineered for absolute comfort. Like the parts that create your perfect temperature and humidity, or the parts that purify the air. Together, all these parts save you up to half off your heating and cooling bills. And there are few things more comforting than that.
The future of home comfort is here now at Liberty Comfort Systems.
Get the latest in innovation and technology at Liberty Comfort Systems. Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Wallenberg Deeply believes in families. We understand and support families in all their many forms. And when legal problems arise in the family, Wallenberg Deeply is there. Wallenberg Deeply, the premier family law firm of Minnesota. When you need us, call 612-326-3453 or visit wbdlaw.com.
If I was general manager of the Vikings, I would do a couple of things. First of all, I would try to make the Metrodome somehow retractable. Also, I would get a coach that wouldn't fire people and wouldn't make rash decisions like he has. And I would try to get back Randy Moss.
The fan wants a new stadium, a quarterback, and Randy Moss. I don't think Randy Moss is coming back. You played with him, Randall McDaniel, and you liked him as a professional.
I like what Randy did on the field. I mean, I always enjoyed what he could do on the field. I mean, he'd make the big catches for you. That was the good part about him. I always said some guys never grow up, though, off the field, and I think that's what Randy needs to do a little bit, is learn how, being a professional means you got to do all the little things, and that's just not play football. A
little challenge this year. We were talking before we went to commercial break about the state of the team, if you will, and we were talking about the offensive line, and it's interesting because anybody you talk to is going to have a different take on, especially the way the Vikings played this year. But they may not be a total reclamation project, but they got a lot of work to do. They got to do some things on the line. I mean, like I said, because I'm not watching the film like I used to. I can only see, from what I did see, they got some work to do, and I think they're going to get better. I mean, I like what they were doing. I like what Herrera was doing early before he got hurt. He was coming off the ball a lot better. He was finally getting it. So, injury got in the way, so that kind of set him back. And that happened on the line. But, yeah, I think they can, because I'm a lineman. Yeah. You never want to have a season like that where everybody can kind of point to you and go, well, if the line would have done a little better, if they would have done this. Right. So. But there is incentive now, because as we were talking about, Green Bay, Detroit, and Chicago all improved. And the Vikings now, if they want to get back to where they were earlier, they got to do it too. I mean, like you said, with the league now today, which is great for all the fans out there watching, you can have a bad year one year and be back in the playoffs or even playing in the Super Bowl in the following year. So, with that being said, let's look forward to next year. When you were blocking for some very good running backs in your day, they have Adrian Peterson. There's an incentive for the Viking coaches to really build around this guy too. Because he's a special running back. He's something. It's fun to watch him play. Right. Like I said, I got to block for a lot of great guys back there. Who's your favorite? If I had to come out, well, I have two. I mean, I can't really say who was favorite, but I like blocking for Robert Smith. I like blocking for Terry Allen. So nice. So those guys are a couple of my good ones there. Brett Favre. Was that two-year experiment detrimental to the franchise, or was it worth it in the short term? You know what, in a way I'm going to say this. I think it was worth it in the short term. The Favre came in last year.
They had the great year. And he did what, not knowing if that was going to be his last year or not, when he first came in, a lot of the young guys stepped up their games. Who wants to be the guy that doesn't catch the passes that Brett Favre throws? Who wants to be known for letting them down? And you saw, I mean, Sidney Rice had his best year.
Oh, yeah.
The young receivers picked it up because
the whole team did.
Yeah, because they realized Brett's going to throw it to whoever's open. That's who's going to be his man. So first year it worked out great. I think everybody, as they say, read the press clippings and assumed because we made it this far this year, the following year we're just going to walk right into it, and you still got to go out and play.
And that was the missing link this year. More with Randall McDaniel in just a minute. Don't forget, you can get all our game updates and show updates too at GameOnTVMN.com. It's our site. Brandon on baseball, the boss on MMA, our kid on campus, and extensive reach on the Vikings with Shockers, Locker, and much more. Also, we link you up to our partners, the fan site at the Vikings, purplepride.org. Don't miss us. Check us out. GameOnTVMN.com. More to come after this.
Get ready to enter the hive. Rule number 1, always wear a helmet. Rule number 2, don't blink. Swaem Lacrosse returns to the XL Energy Center. For tickets, call 1-888-MN-SWARM or visit MNSwarm.com.
The place for food, music, fun, and bikers. Bikers get the best parking spot, and inside, from business people to bikers, everyone's going to have a great time. Create your own bucket list at the River City Saloon. There are specials every night of the week and live music all weekend. Get us online at Holly'sRiverCitySaloon.com and look for the awning just off Main and Anoka, right in the heart of the historic Anoka Entertainment District. See you soon at the River City Saloon.
If I was general manager, the only thing we really need to improve on, I would just get a new quarterback. I mean, bring in some veteran to train up Joe Webb a bit. I feel like he could be good in the future, but right now we just need that. Maybe even an offensive line, but right now our biggest thing is a quarterback.
That seems to be the consensus. Everybody wants a quarterback and they want a stadium. Great to have you with us. This is Game On, powered by Courtside Bar and Grill. Rod with the Hall of Famer Randall McDaniel. So great to have you with us today. And you know what, we were talking during the commercial breaks about all the things you've done, and I was talking about the Rose Bowl because it was a great Rose Bowl between TCU and Wisconsin. And I found it interesting that you don't really hang on the bowl games like you used to because they're all kind of a jumble now.
They're all, I mean, things have changed to BCS.
Yeah.
So I'm used to, I mean, it was Sugar Bowl, Cotton Bowl, what was the other one down in the,
Just a couple days ago.
and then the Rose Bowl. And everything ended on New Year's Day. And then they changed it. It used to be the Pac-10, the Big Ten, and the Rose Bowl. And because that's what I'm used to, it's hard for me to change.
And you won the Rose Bowl.
And we did win. Arizona State was the first team to go from our school. We were the first team to win it.
Nice.
We went back in 10 years later in, 96, 97. They got there, but they lost to it, and that's not good. So our claim to fame is we did win it.
And you go back a lot to Tempe, and you show your love for the university. You're a busy guy out of football, but you're not retired because you're still working with kids every single day.
Like I said, I'm still out at Hilltop Elementary. I'm running around. I work in second grade. I will not stop doing what I'm doing. I mean, I love working with kids, and as long as they'll have me back out there, I'll keep coming back.
You're a gift from God, because I will tell you, you help us with our charity, our Golf for the Gift for adoption. You are so gracious with your time and the outpouring of love and help. Everybody appreciates having you with us.
Like I said, if I can help out anyway, I'm always willing to do that.
You're the greatest. Thank you for being with us. Randall McDaniel in the house here on Game On. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me on.
Time now for Who's Hot and Who's Cold, brought to us by Liberty Comfort Systems. And this is a good one. The Wild, finally, they're hot. Went on the road, a little iffy at the X, but they'll get that. The Wild can get into the playoffs after a sluggish start if their play becomes more consistent. Thumbs up for the rebounding and the rising up the ranks in the West, and for their improved play. The cold has to be the Gophers. Tubby's team in a little bit of trouble, from Royce Wright's departure to DeVoe Joseph's transfer to Oregon. Now star forward Trevor Mbakwe back in trouble, arrested for violating a restraining order. Here's hoping that it all gets resolved soon. Cloudy it is at the U of M. That's Who's Hot and Who's Cold, brought to us by Liberty Comfort Systems of Anoka.
What's your 99?
Wendy's new 99-cent everyday value menu now has even more tasty ways to get what you want for 99 cents.
My 9 for 99. My 9 for 99.
The all-new Bacon 99er with thick applewood smoked bacon, or the new crispy chicken Caesar wrap with tender all-white meat chicken.
99. My 9 for 99.
My 99.
We got your 99.
Now there's 9 tasty choices for 99 cents.
Looking for a great night out on the town without breaking your budget? Then take advantage of the Wolves Meal Deal. For just $19, you get a $20 game ticket, hot dog, chips, and a Pepsi. The meal deal is available for Friday and Saturday night home games, including Saturday the 29th when the Wolves face the Toronto Raptors. Log on to Timberwolves.com/meal deal to get yours today.
Honey, check the baby monitor.
She's sleeping.
Hey, Papa.
What? Sophie?
What'd you get Mom?
For what?
For Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
She wants jewelry from Thurber Jewelers. She wants diamonds.
Well, I was kind of thinking...
Diamonds!
Okay. Go back to sleep.
This year, give her a gift that everyone knows she will love at Thurber Jewelers in Elk River.
Welcome back. It's Game On, powered by Courtside Bar and Grill. Great to have you with us on this Sunday. We all know that the Super Bowl is the big event, but there is a serious challenger, and it's just a couple of days away. Wayne Kostrowski is the founder of Taste of the NFL. And folks, if you don't know what Taste of the NFL is, Google it, because it's the real deal. Great to have you with us.
Great to be here.
And you have just announced over the last couple of days a very powerful lineup. Tell us about it.
Well, we have a great lineup down in North Texas. It's our 20th anniversary. I mean, can you believe that? 20 years ago in the frozen tundra of Minnesota, this great event got started, and it's the #1 event at Super Bowl. This year, we're bringing back a lot of the founding chefs and players, like chefs like Todd English and Susan Spicer and Tom Colicchio, players like Floyd Little and Jan Stenerud.
Who's who?
Even Bob Lurtzman is coming back. I mean, that's how big this thing is.
Yeah.
So we're going to celebrate our 20th anniversary. We've given away over $10 million over the first 19 years. Our goal is a big one this year.
And who is your big talent that you're bringing in?
We just announced this week. It's North Texas, so you got to go big time. You got to do a big show, big country. We're going to have Martina McBride, Grammy Award-winning artist, going to close out the show after everyone has had a chance to eat and mingle and enjoy and have a great time.
It is gigantic, and it's awesome because not only do you have great food, but you got a heart the size of North Texas because you help feed people who are hungry.
Well, all I do is make calls, and make calls to the chefs, the players, volunteers, celebrities. Everybody's coming in. Roger Staubach's part of our event this year. Daryl Johnston is our honorary chair. You know, you make the call and you say, look, all the money's going to go where it's supposed to go. It's going to go to the food banks in each of the 32 NFL cities, including coming back to Minnesota. People step up when they know you're doing the right thing.
You're making a difference, bottom line.
Well, tens of thousands of families will be helped in this event. We've already helped many, over the first 19 years. But, these times are tough right now, and you don't need a Super Bowl event to think that you can help your neighbor. This just happens to be the biggest party at Super Bowl, and we hope to make that statement, and maybe it can last all year for people thinking about helping their neighbor.
And Radiothon was just recently here on WCCO Radio, raised over $200,000. You never stop.
Well, we keep trying to do another idea, because not everyone's going to make it to the Super Bowl. So we do things like the Radiothon, which benefits the local food bank and the 32 food banks that we work with. We also have what's called a Let's Kick Hunger Challenge. You go to the TasteOfTheNFL website.com. And you take a look, and you can donate in the name of your favorite team. So we got a little Super Bowl going on there too.
And if you want any of the information about what Wayne's up to with Taste of the NFL, go to our website, GameOnTVMN.com. We'll link everything right there. And if you'd like to make a donation, we'd be grateful for that too.
That'd be great.
Knock 'em dead down in Dallas.
We're gonna have some fun.
Great to have you with us. Thank you. And don't forget, you can catch up on everything Timberwolves at my blog, Simon Says, at Timberwolves.com. It's part of a great NBA website full of inside information, strong Wolf viewpoints too, and all at your fingertips. It's interactive, so drop me a note at rod@GameOnTVMN.com and look for a new Simon Says blog every Thursday morning at Timberwolves.com. from the Wolves to the Swarm. And if you have not been to a game at the Hive or the XL Energy Center, you're missing a ton. This is Joe Cinosky, veteran defenseman for the Minnesota Swarm. Great to have you with us.
Good to be here.
Thank you very much. When we talk about the Swarm, one of the things that's interesting is this is a team that nearly wins all its games, but in many of them lose by one. It's just something you can't get over, but it will happen eventually.
Absolutely. I think we're right there. We've got some really good pieces that we were missing last year. So, you know, moving forward, I'm pretty confident that those one-goal swings will be going our way this year.
You have some big scorers, and they shored up some defensive elements this year. I think the key when you're in a situation like this where you lose a ton of one-goal games is not to press, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And again, this is a whole different season. We have a whole different cast of guys, so it's still early, and we don't want to, you know, look too much into this one-goal loss because I don't think this is going to happen very often.
When we look at you, you not only play for the Swarm, but you coach for the University of Minnesota and Mounds View High School lacrosse. How do you have time for all that?
It's tough, you know. It's a struggle, and I'm grateful. I have a great girlfriend. She keeps me on top of everything. So, but you know, it's good because it keeps me young, and I love giving back to these guys and helping out and coaching. So
you had a great career at the University of Maryland. Like the pro career, is there any one thing that stands out in your busy lacrosse life? Because you're a young guy, for Pete's sake.
Well, I mean, this past summer I got to go to Manchester, and I won a gold medal playing for Team USA. That was probably the pinnacle of my career, and hopefully I can win some more rings moving forward here.
I was going to ask you about that. My next question, there's nothing like wearing the red, white, and blue, is there?
I mean, to represent your country, and not only that, to represent it well and come home and bring back the gold, because a lot of these guys we play with and against from Canada, they won last year, or the last World Games, so now, you know, we were the Redeem team, and we came back with the gold medal.
The Redeem team, I love that. And my final question for you is that caught the game a couple Saturdays ago at the XL Energy Center, the opener. That is a great atmosphere to watch a game.
Absolutely. I think, you know, it's fast-paced and a lot of action, a lot of fighting this year. So
yeah, can you hear the fans, how loud they are?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, we always need the support of the fans. So please, you know, every fan helps. So nice. Yeah.
Joe Cinosky, we'll have you back.
Thank you very much.
Have a great season.
Yeah, thank you.
Joe Cinosky of the Swarm. When you need to move around the metro, call on City View White Knight Limousine. They take care of us with town cars, limousines, SUVs. City View is safe, reliable, and they will handle your needs. Get them on the web at cityviewlimo.com.
Working together means working efficiently. And a Lennox home comfort system may just be the perfect example. Its air conditioner works together with the furnace. And that works together with the air purifier. And that works with you by saving you up to half off your heating and cooling bill.
The future of home comfort is here now at Liberty Comfort Systems.
Get the latest in innovation and technology at Liberty Comfort Systems. Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Get ready to enter the Hive. Rule number 1, always wear a helmet. Rule number 2, don't blink.
Swarm Lacrosse returns to the XL Energy Center. For tickets, call 1-888-MN-SWARM or visit MNSwarm.com.
Wallenberg Deeply believes in families. We understand and support families in all their many forms. And when legal problems arise in the family, Wallenberg Deeply is there. Wallenberg Deeply, the premier family law firm of Minnesota. When you need us, call 612-326-3453 or visit wbdlaw.com.
And it's time for the MIAC Minute. Great to have Mark Matzik with us. He's the coach of Augsburg Wrestling. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
National champions last year, so a belated congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Currently ranked 3rd in the nation. You're out for more.
Yeah, you know, we want to repeat. So we haven't had a repeat national championship season since 2001, 2002. So we've been winning one, taking a couple years off, winning one, take a year off, win one. So we want to repeat.
You have a lineup that is stacked with a gentleman named Massey at 197. Tell us about your kids.
Well, we have 5 returning All-Americans this year, and they've all placed above 4th. So there's a lot of returning national championship points for us coming back. And Jared Massey, who's a senior for us at 197, is a returning national champ, and he has taken 3rd last year in the nation. So he's kind of one of our team leaders that a lot of guys look to you know, follow. And you know, and there's a lot of other guys, you know, with a storied program that we have that are, you know, looking to step it up this year.
What's the key to winning the national championship, especially when you get kids that aren't under scholarship and it's truly not sanctioned?
Well, I mean, there's no secret. It's hard work. I mean, it's whether or not the guys on the team are devoted to one another, devoted to their cause, and believe that all their hard work will pay off in the end.
What's going to be the roadblock to a national championship? Anything big on the horizon for you?
Well, we just have to take a look at ourselves. I mean, we have to be strong in our fundamentals and outwork our competition. That's bottom line. We have to outwork our competition.
So don't worry about the competition, worry about yourselves.
Exactly, exactly right.
Keep us updated. We'll look forward to seeing you back here with an update when you win back-to-backs.
Well, I hope that's true.
Mark Matzik of Augsburg College in the MIAC Minute. Time now for the Wheels of Thunder week ahead. The Wolves get the Houston Rockets on January 24th. Later today, the Wild and the rival Vancouver Canucks. It's Edmonton and the Swarm on January 22nd. Also today, the Gophers and Iowa. If you're itching for some baseball, spring training is now only 37 days away. And the Vikings training camp 196 days away from Mankato. And that's it for this Sunday. As we leave you, a big congratulations and a high five goes out to Brett Burns of the Minnesota Wild, named to the NHL All-Star Game. We'll hear from Brett Burns next week. And don't forget, you can check us out for updates and all the latest on shows here at Game On at GameOnTVMN.com. Great website. We'd love for you to drop in. Thanks for letting us be a part of your Sunday. I'm Rod Simons. We'll see you with Chuck Foreman next week.